The Texas Division of Emergency Management is telling you, my fellow Texans, prepare now for sub-freezing conditions expected to begin impacting much of the state during the middle of the week. So now, the billion-dollar question asked by Chase Benton and many people in the state of Texas is the grid ready ERCOT? Texas weather. And I would guess yes. I think what happened last year was a weird thing that no one will ever probably discuss properly. But the storm is going to be super freak ball and nasty. Man, look at that thing. Almost the entire state of Texas, I would guess 93%, would be covered in some type of precipitation on Thursday. All day almost. We're talking snow. We're talking ice. We're talking sleet. We're talking drizzly, freezy rain. Then we're talking heavy rain bands. And so buckle up, buddy. And then for these areas, this snow band is going to be there for quite a while, so you guys can see some heavy dang snow. Don't you know? All right, let us watch it together in real time. Look at that thing. It's not real time, but look at that. That would be one nasty storm. And speaking of hairy weather, aside from the winter storm later next week, something else will happen sooner than after a long time rain. Potentially several inches of rain Monday all over Austin. Much of it needed, and a lot it'll move into South Texas and East Texas, and then it'll move across Louisiana. So I'm just letting you know, because that's what I do. Here, we're looking at precipitation moving across the U.S. of A. over the next 48 hours. But you can see the rain I'm talking about in the green, and then you get some more snow moving into splotches of the North USA. And hey, those fuzzy, big sunspot, major sunspot, M-class, Mercury still retrograde. Boom. That was the 15th. Remember the big volcano eruption we had? And this is the sun. The sun's in the middle. It's got the occulting disk, so you can see the light around it. But we can see that the sun has been very active in January, and technically for about the last year. And we will be watching this version of the M-class flare that popped off yesterday on the 29th in like bird fashion. Isn't that exciting? Everything's exciting. How are you doing it? Bang. Did you see that? It was like a bird. I want to show you this version of the M-class flare that will probably have some type of Earth-directed components hitting us on the 2nd. Look how it looks like a bird's flying out of the sun, man. That is pretty dang cool in my opinion. Everything's cool. Although we're like in the dead-ass middle of winter, so, we're about to start climbing out of it eventually this week. I mean, it'll take a month or two, but, we're heading closer to spring. Earth-directed solar and flare and CME, a coronal mass ejection CME, is heading for Earth. It was hurled into space during the early hours of January 30th by big sunspot AR2936. The underlying explosion was a long-duration M-class solar flare, which produced a asymmetric halo CME. Let's watch the movie, shall we? And you have multiple sunspots on the sun right now. And so there are some intense energies bouncing around. Hey, let's talk about Southern California, Nevada, and record-setting dryness. WTS us. Wait, what? As January ends, many cities across the West recorded no precipitation during the month. The first time ever, Reno and Fresno both recorded 000s, marking the first time in over 130 years of record-keeping of a dry January. Absolutely nothing is coming for the next 7 to 10 days. And just to remind everybody, the last time you had an eruption from a volcano in California was 1915. And so we are kind of on the lookout for another major volcano eruption in 3 months. Where it will happen, nobody knows. But the dryness doesn't seem to be a good sign, in my opinion. Sean Milrad giving happy 3rd anniversary to whatever this is, the day Illinois police arrested Elsa for bringing the polar vortex. You're so silly. And remember, February is going to be a really weird month because it will be, I think, it'll be on 2022, it'll be the 1 Plutonian year of America, the 1 year anniversary. And so Pluto represents death and money, and sometimes hidden secret money, or super powerful, super rich money. And so whatever's going to go on with the markets will probably be jaw-droppingly weird, possibly. The Federal Reserve may opt for a 50-point rise due to inflation. And so I think that's and so raising rates, which is not something we've been doing. I don't know if you know this. Back in the 80s, mid-80s, you used to get the interest rate was 15%, meaning if you kept $100,000 in the bank for a year, you made $15,000 by just keeping your $100,000 in the bank. Then, in the crisis of 2008, when Pluto entered Capricorn, they dropped interest rates to zero for the first time ever in the history of the world. I mean, even Rome, throughout its 800-year history, the lowest they ever dropped their interest rates was to 3%. And since then, rates have been super ultra low. They started to raise them just tinily a bit. Because when you drop it to zero, everybody has to put their money into stocks. And then, crypto exploded. And then everybody started putting all their money into crypto. And so they got to raise rates to cool inflation and cool all the jets. And so we could see some major swings in February during all that shit. So I'm just letting you know. And then you got the whole Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan situation. And so we're going to have to do our best, Astro Fight Club, to stay cool and avoid World War III during these unprecedented, uncharted waters times, in my opinion. Big wicked blizzard hit nor'easter. All right. But yet, Juliet came in mood after the storm. Dogs of Twitter. Dogs are so cool. Cats are cool too. We are less than 48 hours away from the Chinese Year of the Tiger. Tigers and zoos are in the spotlight and attract a lot of attention from visitors. Of course, because tigers are super cool, big, cute, scary cats. Amount of people putting down put options, meaning they're betting against the stock market going up or that it will go down, is at an all-time high. We got tropical cyclone Batsiria satellite picture of today's South Indian Ocean. 175 kilometers an hour, but it's tiny. Why'd you stop working? Okay, great. Small things can pack a punch, but you knew that. During the pandemic, we've seen commodities, some of them just kind of freak out to the upside, and right now, there's a bull market in cotton. This is an animal-heavy THORnews episode, and it's cold in Florida because we're talking about iguanas. That's right. But here, Storm Chaser Nick is talking about the next storm we got coming up. Starts on Wednesday and then really hits Texas on Thursday, and then it moves and snow bands and, But South Florida, says Daniel, is really in a iguana sleeping mood. Hey, Fox Weather saying, stay vigilant. The nor'easter may have passed, but the dangers have not. But there are beams of light in dark winter 2022, literally coming from the sun. Although no doubt, in America at least, the last 2 years have been rough. The U.S. and China life expectancy. China has now beaten the U.S. China used to be much lower. We used to be much higher. And then our paths crossed for some reason. This is where the video may get weird for vegetarians, vegans, or people like me who only eat cow, beef, pig, chicken, shrimp, or lobster. Out of print and in high demand, apparently. Save Florida and eat an iguana. I don't know. I don't like gamey foods, dude. I don't know why. Call me a cupcake or whatever you want to. I'm fine with it. But I don't know. Apparently, Florida was under siege by iguanas. So they're like, look, man, the only way we're going to save Florida is by, I don't know. But remember, in the middle of winter, if you're cold, they are cold. So please, bring them inside. Yeah, we will continue to watch AR12936. It is still increasing in size and complexity. That's what she said. Wow. Man, I hope you are having a super duper fantastic day. And hey, let's check out Speedy Little Mercury, Venus, and Earth, if you don't mind. Outer space is so weird. Basically, what's happening here is the little dot in the middle is Speedy Little Mercury, zooming on by. Over here is the two faces of Venus, and then, well, she got one face, but one side is always lit and one side is always dark. supposedly. And then over here is Earth flashing. And then over here is a little dude using a giant solar sail because he fell in love with some woman on Venus and is flying to her. Or I don't know. They always tell us that this is the Venus lens flare, though no other planets lens flare like this. And it's always just so neat and interesting to see it. Little parachute man. Oh yeah, that reminds us, Valentine's Day is coming up, so get ready. And here we are watching Earth and Mars, and then sometimes you can see the solar activity as well. The sun is over here, and so you can see it popping off things. Man, the universe is such a very cool and interesting place. And someday, hopefully, technology will become so advanced we can get these in more than 2 colors, blue and white. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, I hope you have a super duper, absolutely fantastic Sunday. I want to say again, Asteroid Fight Club, I super duper, absolutely appreciate y'all so much. It was a wild, weird, and turbulent January for me, as I knew it would be, as we went through the end of the Venus retrograde, and then Mercury went retrograde, and the nodes switched. And at one point, I got shadow banned and was like, oh no, I'm not going to make it. And then at another point, which is the end of the month, not only did I hit my fundraiser goal, I went $800 over it because you guys are so super incredible and so good to me and have been through the years. I cannot express enough how much I appreciate and love y'all, but hopefully I will try through February by working my ass off and hopefully getting my sense of humor back. So let me say thank you to Karen, Jesus Loves Gays on Facebook, Lanier, Rob, Catherine, Codename Smos and Stews, Justin, Bruce, Brady, Barbara, Greg, Christopher, Colleen, Michelle, Texas Angel, Jenia, Wizard of Oz, Andrea, One Dragon, Darlene, Henry, Alexis, Patricia, Max, Lauren, Richard, Glenda, Arnica, Lightsoul, Dan, Marlita, Brian, Ann, KJ, Change, Nate, Susan, Lance, Nancy, Zacher, Mars Fool's Gold, Travis, and everybody out there who is awesome. There are so many of y'all, and I think we are through the worst of it, but definitely be on guard, be prepared, because it's going to be a weird February, man. 2022 is probably going to be weird overall, but I think we're going to have a good spring and summer, so hang in there, stay tuned. God bless y'all. I will talk to y'all in the near future. Have a great day.